delay that to a future date?
No, I'd say we should do whatever we can. We may be meeting this way for some time.
Yeah, okay. Do we have any feedback from anybody on the minutes?
Michael, I have to read a statement first, okay?
Okay, sure.
Sorry about that. Good evening and welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting of Wednesday, May 13th at 6 p.m. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Sturbridge Zoning Board of Appeals will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation can be found on the town's website at https://www.sturbridge.gov/town-administrator/pages/how-access-virtual-meeting. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to listen and/or watch the meeting either online via the town's on-demand video broadcast on cable television on channel 191 or dial into the meeting at 774-304-1455. Enter 1428 pound for the meeting number and 12345 for the access code. This phone number is only active for the public during these public meetings. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post audio and/or video recordings, transcript, or other comprehensive record of the proceedings on the town's website as soon as possible after the meeting. I should have introduced myself. I'm sorry, I'm Jean Boubon, the town planner. Present this evening for staff are Janae Lacey, our administrative assistant, Mr. Jeff Bridges, our town administrator. Members present this evening are Michael Young, Vice Chair, Bill Zelenak, Diane Trapasso, Fidelis Onwabuki, Tom Earls, and Liz Banks is absent this evening. On the agenda this evening, I'll turn it over back to you, Michael. We'll have the approval of the minutes of February 17th.
Okay, is there any discussion or commentary on the minutes from the February 17th meeting?
Not here, Mike.
No.
No, I wasn't there, so.
Okay. Can I have a motion to accept the minutes from that meeting?
I'll move that we accept the meeting minutes as written.
Can I just pause for 1 minute? I'm sorry. I forgot to give you a little bit extra instruction. This evening, when you make a motion, please state your name, who it is making the motion, and state your name when you're making the second. When we vote, you'll vote by roll call by stating your name and stating yes or no, or abstain. Sorry about that, Tom. So the motion was made by Tom Earls to approve the minutes of February 17th, 2020 as printed. Did someone second that motion?
Diane Trapasso, second.
Okay.
I abstain because I wasn't present at the meeting.
Okay.
And this is Fidelis.
Fidelis abstained. Bill, how do you vote? Bill Zelenak?
I abstain. I was not at the meeting either, Bill Zelenak.
Michael Young, how do you vote?
Vote in favor.
Okay. So the vote passes 3-0. 302 with Fidelis and Bill abstaining. Next order of business is I'd like you to take a vote to authorize the town planner to sign the determinations this evening rather than the chair, in light of social distancing guidelines and because the buildings are closed. So if someone could make that motion?
This is Mike Young. I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Michael Young. Is there a second?
Second by Diane
I second.
Trapasso.
Second by Diane Trapasso. I'll call the roll. Tom Earls,
Yes.
Fidelis Onwubuki,
Yes.
Diane Trapasso,
Yes.
Bill Zelenak,
Yes.
Michael Young.
Yes.
The motion passes 5-0. Thank you. Our next order of business is a determination for Eric and Kristen Nunes of 39 Tannery Road. And this is a request to replace an existing deck with a screened-in porch. And if Mr. Nunes is present on the call, or on the go-to-meeting, excuse me, and if you'll give me a minute, I have a presentation, I'll share my screen. Just pull it up and it'll share.
No, you wanna, screen?
Okay.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let's do this. I need to close that,
Okay.
and then, which one do you want?
I have the, nope, wrong one.
Okay,
39 Tannery PowerPoint.
there it is, right there, okay?
Oh, that's the site plan. Nope, that's not it either. Minimize that one. I have them all opened up down here. No, on the PowerPoint. This one. There.
Okay, so.
All right, thank you. I'll start from the beginning. Okay, as I mentioned, the applicant has requested a determination to allow the existing deck to be removed and to construct a screen room in the same footprint on a pre-existing non-conforming lot. The existing deck is 12 by 12. This property is located in the suburban residential district, which requires a half an acre of land and 125 feet of frontage. The applicant has the area, but only lacks the frontage required in the district. This property has 100 feet of frontage. All the setbacks and lot coverage requirements are met. This is a site plan. It may be a little difficult for you to see on the screen, but you all have this in your packet. So you'll see at the back of the house is the existing 12 by 12 foot deck. This is the home at 39 Tannery Road, the front of the home. And this is the rear view. You can see the deck in this picture, and that deck needs to be removed and will be replaced with the screen porch in the same location, same footprint, but the envelope will change. Staff has reviewed the application. No concerns were noted, and I would recommend the board find that the request by the applicant does not intensify the existing nonconformities or create any additional nonconformities, and that the owner may apply for a building permit for the described activities as shown on the plans and supporting documentation provided. And I'll exit out of here, and Mr. Nunes is present to answer any questions. How do I get just faces back? Bear with me for a second here.
Oh, you're gonna, so, stop sharing screen.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so that was just a brief presentation. As I mentioned, all of you have all of this information in your packets. Mr. Nunes is here to answer any questions that the board may have. Are there any questions for the
I
applicant?
haven't any.
Fidelis, do you have any questions? Oh,
No question.
excuse me, we have to pause for a minute. Technical.
I don't know why it's doing that all of a sudden.
Oh, I don't know how to get it back.
What are you trying to do?
Get it back. I don't remember how.
There.
Goes in the display, yeah.
Eric, I like your neighborhood.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you live around here, like the neighborhood?
I'm on Whittemore Road, but
That's just some stupid
I
image.
haven't left Tannery Road since they put it up.
Okay, we're all set now, sorry about that. So I'll start back from Mr. Earls, any questions for the applicant?
No, not for me.
Fidelis, do you have any questions for the applicant?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, Diane, do you have any questions for the applicant? No?
No question.
Bill Zelenak, do you have any questions for the applicant?
No, I have no questions.
Okay, Michael Young, do you have any questions for the applicant?
No, absolutely none.
Okay, give me a second, I'll see if there are any abutters on the phone.
I'll second that.
No, wait, Tom.
Tom, we did
Hello, are there any abutters on the
second the
phone
phone.
for 39 Tannery Road that would like to be heard? Okay, there are no abutters on the phone either. So now could I have, would someone like to make a motion or to make the finding on this application?
I'll make a motion. We only do a motion for the determination. I, Diane, make the motion to grant the request for determination to Eric and Kristen Noon for property located at 39 Tannery Road as requested to replace the existing deck with a screened-in porch as shown on the plan entitled Proposed Addition at 39 Tannery Road, owned by Eric and Kristen Noon, dated April 20th, 2020, prepared by John L. Fagerstrom, TLF.
Okay. Would anyone like to second that motion?
Bill Zelenak, I'll second the motion.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded, made by Diane Trapasso, seconded by Bill Zelenak. I'll now call a roll vote. Tom Earls,
Yes.
Fidelis Onwubuki,
Yes.
Diane Trapasso,
Yes.
Bill Zelenak,
Yes.
Michael Young.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes 5-0. Mr. Nunes will notify the building department tomorrow that your determination has been granted. Thank you for your cooperation through this electronic process.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. We'll mail you a copy as well of the signed determination.
Okay. All right, so I can sign off now?
Yes, you can. You're all set.
Okay. All right, thank you all.
You're welcome. Bye.
Okay. Our next application is a request for determination for 10 Wells Park Road. Dana, please pronounce your last name for me.
Yes, no problem. It's Yakovaci.
Yakovac. Okay, thank you. Dana is requesting a request for determination to install a 24-foot diameter, 54-inch tall galvanized steel above-ground pool in a 20 by 24 wood and composite deck. And I will share my screen and bring up the same thing, a little presentation for Dana's project. Okay. So Dana was nice enough to put together a presentation, but I'm going to do his presentation for him, and then if you have any questions, he'll be happy to answer those. So as you can see from this first screen, this is my letter on May 7th that I sent to the Zoning Board of Appeals that his lot is non-conforming in regards to size, but all of his setbacks and lot coverage requirements will be met by this application. I submitted the project for staff review. No concerns were noted, and I do not have a concern with this request and would actually recommend that you grant this determination. This is the... Okay. This is the site plan that was presented by the owner. If you'll remember, I sent this out for board input as to whether this was acceptable to the board. The majority came back that it was. An above-ground pool does not require to have a certified plot plan for the building department, and Mr. Yakoves did not have a certified plot plan. So he hired a company called My Site Plan, and they prepared this plan using town records and aerial photographs to create the site plan for him. So you can see by the site plan, the existing home and the septic system. We were able to find a Title V report for his property, so that is accurate information on there. And you can look at the site plan and see that the new structures will meet all of the setbacks. This is photos of his property, the front of the property from the road. And this is the rear. And Dana, maybe you could just explain a little bit where your pool is going in relation to this photograph.
Yep, certainly. So the pool will be located where that orange fence is. The orange fence was taken down. We had a tree fall, so we had some tree work done. But right where that orange fence is will be the pool, and the deck will be right behind that, coming off the house.
Okay, thank you. This is just a copy of his application that he included for you. And you'll see the nonconformity is that 1 acre is required, and this property actually has 3/4 of an acre. This is in the Wells Park area subdivision that was created prior to the zoning being enacted that required 1 acre. He has plenty of frontage at 208 feet, and his lot coverage currently is 7.55, and even with the pool and deck will be well below the 15% allowed. All right. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay.
It did it again.
Oh, I just closed it. We have technical difficulties. Hold on. Thank you. Okay. So does anyone have any questions for the applicant? Tom, do you have any questions?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay.
Although 54 feet that's what, chin height, right?
Well, I mean, it'd probably
The
be,
deck is that high?
so
How high is the deck?
how high is the deck?
The deck will come in level with the pool.
Okay. I was just curious about that, that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Fidelis?
No question.
Okay, thank you. Diane, do you have any questions?
No question.
Okay.
No question.
Bill, any questions?
Nope, I have no questions.
Michael, any questions?
No questions. Very clear plan.
Okay. Hold on, I'm going to check the phone. Hello, are there any interested parties on the phone for the 10 Wells Park Road application? Are there any parties at all on the phone?
Gene, this is Mark Farrell. I'm on for the next one. I don't know if I'm...
Okay. All right, we'll get right with you, Mark. Good thing you let me know you were here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
No, there are no abutters on the phone. The next applicant is actually called in. So Would somebody like to make a would somebody like to make a motion to grant the determination as requested?
Jean, I just have one question for you, right? So, does it matter that we have this determination set for 6:30?
No, it doesn't. It was reposted for 6:15 on the revised agenda. And with a determination, we could have done it early. That's a good point. If it were a public hearing, we would absolutely have to stick to that time frame. So, but we did adjust all of the times to be only 10 minutes, not knowing how many people we would have that would actually be able to participate. So, but thank you, that was a good question.
Okay.
All right.
I, Diane, will make the motion.
Okay.
I make the motion to grant the request for determination to Dana Yakovitz for property located at 10 Wells Pond Road as requested for a 24-foot round above ground pool with a 20 feet by 24 deck as shown on the plan titled mysiteplan.com, 10 Wells Park Road.
Bill Zelenak, I second it.
Okay. So it's been moved by Diane Trapasso, seconded by Bill Zelenak. I'll now call the roll. Tom Earls,
Yes, approved.
Fidelis Onwubuki,
Yes.
Diane Trapasso,
Yes.
Bill Zelenak,
Yes.
Michael Young.
Yes.
All right, the vote passes 5-0. Dana will notify the building department tomorrow, and we will send you a copy in the mail for your records.
Excellent. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate you getting together in these difficult times.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Stay safe.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I'm just going to pause a second to talk to your next applicant. He's on the phone. Hi, Mark, it's Jean. I have a small presentation for the application that I'll just go through, and then if the board has, any questions, we'll pass those through to you. Is that all right?
That's fine, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Okay, so the next application is for Jeff Tassi and Mary McGuire for 130 Lane 9. They could not be present at the meeting this evening, and Mark Farrell is here to represent them. He's called in on the conference line. So again, I'll share my screen and I'll go through a small presentation. Why do I never know where to go for this? Oh, screen.
Screen down there.
Okay, share. Find my... Okay, so as I mentioned, this request for determination is for 130 Lane 9, and this request is for Jeff Tassi and Mary McGuire, and it's to construct a garage. So as I stated, the applicant requested determination to allow the construction of a new shed/garage. I should note there were inconsistencies with the applications. In some areas it was called a shed, and in other cases it was called a garage. It's actually a garage with the 3 overhead doors. So this garage is proposed to be set within the side setback requirements, and the requirement in this district is 20 feet, and the applicant's actually proposing to place the garage 10 feet from the side property line. The property's in the rural residential district, which requires 1 acre and 150 feet of frontage. The applicant has area but lacks the frontage required in the district. Actually, this property is accessed through a right-of-way, and they have over 2 acres, I believe, of land. The existing home is only 8 feet 3 inches off the side property line. All the other setbacks and lot coverage requirements are met by this proposal. And the reason for the reduced side setback being requested, it's to avoid an overhead Verizon line which traverses the property. And you've probably noticed that on the plan and the photographs that we sent you. Maintaining a 20-foot setback would actually place the structure directly underneath the line. So this site plan, I realize it's a little difficult for you to see, but you all have it in your packets. So you can see the dark shaded structure is the new proposed garage. The dotted line alongside of that is actually the Verizon line. So you can see if that garage were pushed over to be the 20 feet, the Verizon line would be right over the garage. If they try to do it on the other side, there's the driveway and the lane 9 that other people have the rights to access over. So it would actually place the garage right in the middle of the property. So not the optimal placement for use. This is the existing shed to be removed as part of this proposal. This is the existing barn, and you can see the house in the background, and it drops sharply down to the lake here. It's a little difficult to see, but this photograph shows the stakeout of the new garage at 20 feet and at 10 feet. And you can see the overhead line passing through the property, and you'll notice the stakes, the light-colored stakes, if it were set at 20 feet, would be underneath the line. So the application was reviewed by staff, and no concerns were noted, and I would recommend the board find the request by the applicant does not intensify the existing nonconformity or create any additional nonconformities, and that the owner may apply for a building permit for the described activities shown on the plans and supporting documentation provided. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And we have technical difficulties again.
What are you doing?
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, sorry about the technical difficulties. So does anyone on the board have any questions for Mr. Farrell? I'll start with Diane Trapasso.
I have no questions.
Bill Zelenak.
Yes, I got a couple of questions. First one is that just the phone line that runs through the property, or is it the power line that runs through the property?
Mark, can you hear me?
I can.
Is that just a phone line that runs
I
through?
believe there's a set of utility poles that go through the property, and I believe it's telephone, but I'm not 100% sure on the power.
Yeah, I think it is just the telephone line. Could you hear that, Bill?
Yes. My other question is, where does the neighbor's house, et cetera, lie in reference to this garage? Is there be something that they'll be staring at from their property, or is it away from them?
It's a good.
Since it's so close to the sideline.
Yeah, it's a good ways away from the neighbor. In fact, the neighbor is Mr. Pelletier, and I'm not sure if you remember him, but we did a similar variance for him to build a garage last year, and they both share the same right-of-way. So there's a good distance in between the structures. And actually, I can speak to this. Mr. Pelletier, the neighbor, was actually over at the property when they were staking it out. Mr. Farrell, is that correct? The neighbor has already been there to see the stakeout as well.
Yeah, he's been there, and he just, it's my understanding that he came recently in front of the board and was granted a reduction of the setback for his garage.
Yes.
And this proposed garage would be set further towards New Boston Road, so it wouldn't interfere with his view of the lake or be in close proximity to his house. It's set back.
Okay. Could you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes, I could.
Okay.
Okay, that's all. I have no further questions.
Okay, thank you. Fidelis, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Tom, any questions?
No, I was concerned about the neighbor too, but that answered my question. We're all set.
Okay. Michael, any questions?
No, I have no questions.
Okay. Seeing no further questions, could we have a motion to grant the determination requested?
Anybody else? I, Diane Picasso, will grant the request for determination to Jeff Tassi and Mary McGuire for property located at 130 Lane 9 as requested to allow the construction of a 24-foot by 36-foot garage as shown on the plan entitled Plot Plan of Map 617, Lot 130, prepared for Jeff M. Tassi, prepared by Levesque Geometrics, Inc., plan date April 13, 2020, job number JT04-001. Architecturals prepared by Sheds Unlimited, LLC, dated 4/28/2020, job number 45784.
Okay, is there a second to that motion?
That is
I'll
one
second
working.
that.
I second.
Okay, Fidelis seconded the motion.
Fidelis.
So all in
Yes.
favor? Tom Earls,
Yes.
Fidelis,
Yes.
Bill Zelenak,
Yes.
Diane Trapasso,
Yes.
Michael Young.
Yes.
Okay, the determination is granted on a vote 5-0. If you give me a second, I'll speak to the applicant. Mark, thank you. They're all set.
Thank you, Diane.
We'll send a copy of that to the building department tomorrow, and we'll mail a copy to Jeff.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, and thank you all for meeting tonight.
Thanks, Mark. We appreciate you being here. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that leads us to old and new business. Is there any old business? Any new business? Okay, I have one thing. You will have an application before you on June 17th, and it will be a variance for a new building that is going in the industrial park, and it's for the height requirement. So there's a zoning bylaw proposal on the town meeting. You probably all recall, we've been adjusting each district so that for heights, they could apply for special permits rather than variances. Well, town meeting has been postponed until June 29th, so on the advice of council, we're sending them to you for a variance for the height. So that will be on June 17th, and we're expecting at this time that we'll still be meeting in this way.
Oh, yeah, for the foreseeable future.
For the foreseeable future, Jeff just said. So we'll find a way to get Marge connected. I know she could not get connected this evening, so we will make sure that she's able to participate. I believe she's probably home watching the meeting, so hi, Marge. So,
Hello, Marge.
so that is all we have. Thank you all for participating. Stay well, and we will be in touch with everything for the next meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, that was Michael Young,
I'll second that, Mike.
seconded by Tom
I'll
Earls.
second that, Tom.
Diane,
Okay. Yes.
Bill Zelenak,
Yes.
Fidelis,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
Be safe,
everyone.
everyone. Bye.